Well, as a Laker fan, if I had to sum up that game in 4 words, I think it would have to be, thank you Nico Harrison. Or if you're a Mavericks fan, probably 3 words, fire Nico Harrison. But I digress. This game was definitely all about Luka Doncic, and especially during the first half, having over half of their team's points by halftime, 31 of their team's 60 points, not to mention only 18 minutes of action on the court. Definition of a revenge game for him, not only from the first half, but all around in this game in general. Finishing with 45 points on 16 of 28 from the field, 7 of 10 from beyond the arc, and then to go with it, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. A very dominant showing for him, definitely a revenge game like I said, and he probably was looking for Nico Harrison in the crowd tonight. I mean, if those two made eye contact, I can't even imagine the tension between them. Luka is very emotional in this game tonight. The tribute to him really got him emotional, and that's very impressive to go from that to then dropping 45 points and 31 by halftime, and a true testament of the player that Luka is. I mean, I could really go on talking about Luka Doncic forever after that one. Again, going for that emotional tribute video to then absolutely dominating a game like he did that's very impressive and something that not many players can do. Not only from the point standpoint, but the all-around impact. He played great defense out there tonight, looked very committed on both ends of the court, finished with a plus 26 on the court, all around dominant and very efficient, and simply a testament of the blunder that Nico Harrison made. I'm not sure how you trade away a player like that, but again, as a Laker fan, I definitely love it and love what Luka showed out there tonight too. But apart from Luka Doncic, they did play a good team game tonight and the supporting cast played great, which in this one did happen to include LeBron and Austin Reeves. Now LeBron had a great fourth quarter, but up until that point, pretty much the entirety of their team other than Luka Doncic was a supporting cast of them. LeBron did finish with 27 points though, like I referred to, albeit without a made 3-point shot, kind of weird for him lately, but going 11 of 20 from the field, playing some great defense during the fourth quarter, making some great plays in general during the fourth quarter, and hitting some big buckets and grabbing some rebounds too, which he actually came back from not grabbing a rebound in their last game, or rather 2 games ago. And then for Austin, had a very unconventional 11 points for himself lately, but in my opinion, that's really from one thing alone here, and that is from letting Luka Doncic lead in this one, getting his revenge out there on the court, with both Austin and LeBron taking a step back to allow him to do so, which he definitely did again too. But I definitely don't mind that. Austin definitely didn't mind it, LeBron didn't mind it, Luka led their team, and those two took a little bit of a step back for their team. But even with that, played great, and obviously during the fourth quarter, both of them played great defense and made an impact in different areas on the court. And then for the rest of their supporting cast, as obviously they made an impact too, and for 2 in particular, I'd say it was a great game for Rui Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith. And well, if you're a box score watcher, you might be scratching your head at Dorian Finney-Smith, only having 5 points on 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, and obviously that's not good. But if you actually watch the game and watch Finney-Smith on the court, was absolutely critical to their defense and their ability to defend a really big Mavericks team with their small ball lineup. Dorian Finney-Smith being that primary defender on Anthony Davis for the most part, or then coming over to provide that help defense, that blitz on him, really limiting Anthony Davis and the entire Mavericks front court in general. And for Anthony Davis, only finishing with 4 points by halftime, only 13 points at the end, did have 11 rebounds, but on a very inefficient 38.5% from the field, and that was in large part due to Dorian Finney-Smith and the Lakers defense in general. But going back to Finney-Smith, once again and kind of per usual for their team, led their team in plus minus, with a pretty gargantuan plus 29 on the court. And well, I don't think I have to say any more after that. The guy obviously made an impact, and no, it did not come from points or 3-point shooting tonight. But it did happen to come from Rui Hachimura, having 15 points, making 3 3-point shots, 5 of 10 from the field, having some great connection with Luka Doncic with that catch and shoot corner 3-point shooting. Really has become a vital part of their offense and their defense too. Really has thrived with Luka Doncic, and that was very apparent tonight. And overall, if you want to talk about the game from a trade standpoint and production standpoint from the trade, we had Luka Doncic dropping 45, 8, and 6 on 57.1% shooting, then Anthony Davis having 13, 11, and 6 on 38.5% shooting, Max Christie with 11 points on 62.5% shooting, and then obviously Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris not playing, but Definitely the edge here going to the purple and gold, and obviously to Luka Doncic, really making them look foolish for trading him and really sparking a ton of Fire Nico chants too. Personally, I counted 8 purely through the ESPN broadcast, and I can't imagine how many there are actually in person. But with all that being said, how did you guys feel about the game, and from the great performance from Luka Doncic? Let me know in the comments down below. But with that, I'll let you hear from the team about their game tonight, Luka's performance, and how they can carry this into their final 2 games of the regular season.
Luka, how did you go from the emotions of the video and the fans and the reception and everything to then, playing the way that you played?
Good question. We know. Like I said, post-game interview, after that video, I was like, there's no way I'm playing this game. It was so many emotions, and I just went out there and just played basketball.
When you checked out, or there was a timeout, I guess, before you checked out, you had 45 points, come to the bench. Some of the fans in the arena are chanting Luka, and your Laker teammates are jumping up and down and chanting it too. What was that moment like for you, and how do you think this was an eventful day for the Lakers as a team and you being a part of them?
Big time, because they all had my back. That's what we talked about before the game, and everybody had my back, from coaches to players. And, we're trying to build something special here, and that was really, really, really nice to see.
I know we talked about this last night a little bit. You said, you knew it was going to be an emotional night, but you weren't fully sure what to expect. I guess when you woke up this morning, even got to the arena, more so even pregame, what were you feeling as you walk through this arena for the first time in a while, as you see these faces? What were you feeling in those moments specifically?
Well, it was a little bit of both, happy and angry, but, it's nice to see some familiar faces here. I spent a lot of times with them. But like you said, it was a lot of emotions. When I woke up, I was tired. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't sleep much. I was excited about this game, and, I really appreciate the fans, the way they reacted to me.
Luka, what was the exhale like after? The exhale, was there a sigh of relief or exhaustion from you after tonight to be able to put this back?
I'm tired. But I'm happy. I'm happy it's over. Now I can get some sleep finally. But like I said, it was an amazing experience. Like I said, the fans, the way they accepted me, cheered for me, it was just unbelievable.
Luka, you had that moment after you checked out where you got a standing ovation from the crowd, you got a standing ovation from the bench, and then you sat down and you were surrounded by everyone standing. What was going through your head there when you kind of sat by yourself for 30 seconds?
Honestly, I don't really know. I wasn't even thinking. I was just happy. I wasn't really thinking. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, because I wasn't really thinking. I was just saying there, it's over, we won, and I had a great time.
Luka, Dave alluded to this a little bit, but not just tonight's win, but beating OKC in the way that you did, hanging in the second game. What kind of collective confidence does this give you guys? As you still need one win to secure the 3 seed, but what confidence does it give you as you approach the playoffs?
I mean, first of all, it's a big time that we clinched playoff spot. It's a big time. You don't want to play in. You get some rest. But obviously, we won the 3rd seed, and we're gonna go after it for sure.
Luka, if you can explain in Spanish, si nos puedes hablar en español un poco qué pasaba por tu cabeza cuando has estado viendo el vídeo, cuando te has emocionado, y bueno, un poco si este partido, quizás ya que haya pasado, es un poco una liberación para ti, para ya centrarte en lo importante.
Sí, bueno, ha pasado muchas cosas por mi cabeza. Creo que muchas emociones, he vivido momentos increíbles aquí. Vine aquí con 18 años, no sabía lo que esperar. Entonces me hiciera como una casa aquí, mi segunda casa. Y bueno, han sido muchas emociones. Y bueno, era un partido que siempre lo veía adelante y por fin se ha acabado. Y ahora hay que seguir adelante.
Sí, es una liberación.
Sí.
Luka, specifically, during that pregame video, what were some of the moments that made you most emotional? Was there anything in particular that really stuck out to you as you kind of looked back as at sort of your basketball career in America, kind of compressed into 2 minutes?
I mean, all of it for sure, but I mean, I'll probably say that the shot in the finals of the conference finals, we were always the underdog in every series. So the way we came together and played together, it was just another level, and everybody was locked in, and I would say that was the moment when I remember last year.
Luka, there was a lot of moments there with your former teammates. You had exchanges, you had embraces. What was that like for you personally, just given everything you just mentioned? You've been through with them, and then I saw you had a moment there with AD at the end. And what can you share about that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, those are, like I say, those are my brothers. I know we're not on the same team now, but I always have contact with them. We went through wars together, and it was just like it was nice to see everybody. In the end, with AD, we got traded for each other. So from now on, everybody gonna compare us to. But I think he's an amazing player, and I think he's gonna do really good in Dallas.
Luka, you spoke back in February about how it would take time for closure. And you said after this game on the broadcast, it's time to move on. Do you feel like you have closure?
It's a hard question. I mean, for sure it's a little bit more, talking about closure sometimes hard because, like I say, I spend a lot of time here, great moments. But it's, like I say, it's getting more and more, and I got to focus on different things now.
Last one right there. Next. Yep, stripes. Here. Yep.
Luka, ¿qué tal?
Buenas
noches. ¿Cómo se describe una jornada como esta y qué mensaje le mandarías a los aficionados de los Mavs que te extrañan demasiado y que no superan el intercambio? Gracias.
Bueno, lo primero, les echo de menos yo también muchísimo. Como he dicho, he pasado mucho tiempo con ellos, me han aceptado de una manera increíble. Y bueno, lo que he vivido hoy, no hay mucha gente que pueda decir que ha vivido eso, y estoy muy agradecido por poder estar aquí 6 años.
Thanks, Luka.
Thank you.